a nice avatar.
Instead of saying like we.
Big number.
I'm seriously interested in this.
Look at this F slur. That's crazy.
A nice avatar.
Instead of saying like
Oh, hey, look. Dusty's going to go to my channel.
Loop-de-loop.
I'm seriously interested in this.
Look at this F slur. Here,
That's
bro.
crazy.
I'm gonna put
Hi,
a link in
Dusty.
my
How's it
chat.
going?
It's good. Come over here.
Oh, hey, look. Dusty's going to go to my channel.
Loop. Here, come over here, guy. Come on. You've been making videos about me for a long time. You're doing it right now. Let's talk. And nobody else come up. Nobody else click that link. Oh, Cynthia. Okay.
Hey.
What's up, big dog?
Nothing much, brother. How's it going?
I'm doing great. I'm having a great time antagonizing your daddy, Andrew, and the minions.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey.
So what did you think about that whole situation? I know that you've made a lot of content about it, but I haven't. There's been so much shit going on. I haven't had a chance to watch everything.
Well, obviously, yeah. I think Sarah fucked up. I've been talking about that on my streams. I think she fucked up. I think, and listen, like I'm a person, like I'm willing to listen to people. Like if she would have came out with a good explanation or something, I would have been open to hearing it. And I would have been like, okay, like if she took some sort of accountability, I'm not saying she should come out and say, I'm fully to blame here, but something, she did have a part in how it all went down. And
what was it that she needs to be responsible for?
Well, I think it wasn't cool of her to go on your panel and then sit there and pretty much like, laugh. And then it was like she was kind of condoning you sending the trolls over to Rob. And then also there was the whole messaging going back and forth with her and Rob and stuff. But I think the main thing was, as Andrew put it, was going onto enemy territory and then like shitting on pretty much one of his guys. I think that's where she fucked up.
So would it change your mind if at that time, I was a member of the Discord. Andrew's rated me a few times. We've debated together. There was no reason for anybody to think that I was enemy territory until he made that distinction.
Well, I mean, I think when you started their feud with Rob, that might have maybe kind of created an enemy territory line there.
So nobody's allowed to criticize or disagree with Rob? Is that how that is?
Well, it wasn't just disagreement. I mean, you're sending over trolls to his chat and stuff. It seemed like you're really upset at Rob.
No, it didn't. We were laughing. He invited us over. Rob cannot let us up.
Wait, what happened?
Rob could not let us up.
What do you mean he couldn't let you up?
He chose to bring everybody up onto his panel.
Yeah.
And actually, I was the last one that went over, and he invited me over specifically.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, it seemed like there's like a beef there. It seemed like you're kind of, in my opinion, from my viewpoint, it seemed like you're kind of butthurt about your beefs with Rob and Rob banning you a little for a few days on the channel and stuff. It seemed like you had a little bit of a gripe with Rob.
I do have a gripe with Rob because he's a liar.
Okay.
He definitely here, and I'll give me a second and I'll show you this. He definitely lied about what happened with the lying. I know it's spiraling more into he lied about him lying about him lying about him lying. But yes, yeah, no, I have a little. I don't hate the guy, right?
Yeah,
but I did have an issue to resolve with Rob that never got resolved, right? It just got doubled down on. So, but that doesn't mean that there's any reason to think that I was not part of the Crucible, that I was against the Crucible, that I was enemy territory, that she shouldn't be on my panel. This is covert contracting, and it's Well, it's pure narcissism, honestly. I was trying to figure out a way to smooth that out, but that is what it is.
Yeah. So when all that happened, you were still hold on. I'm kind of a boomer when it comes to this stuff. And so my chat and people in my Discord are complaining that they can't hear what you're saying on my stream. And I don't know how to do that. Oh,
okay.
Wait, hold on. I think there's a button right here. Let me click this. I didn't see this until now. Maybe this will work right here.
And look down and stream. If you're sharing screen, look down and make sure that you've got it my window unmuted in StreamYard as well.
Okay, your window unmuted in StreamYard. Okay. Okay, yeah, sorry. Just give me one second. Right. I've never done this before, and like I said, I was live streaming. Well, you saw I was live streaming myself. So hold on, let me give it 1 second. Cool stream on powdered dusty. I don't know. I'll try this. Okay, I think people should see it now.
All we can do is move forward and they'll let us know if they can't.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this.
You're definitely being a sensitive victim.
I'm not.
You're definitely being hyperbolic when you say that the left is the only party of violence.
Did I say that?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Show me.
Pull your short up.
Okay. The short I just did this morning, I said
The
the
short
left.
you've been looping, yeah.
The left is the only party of violence. That's what this says. That's
something
what
to that
this is.
effect. That may not be exact phrasing, but yes, that is the sentiment expressed
so
there.
This, you tell me if this. Now I want you. Now what we're gonna do, Dusty, is we'll play a game. If you're right, I apologize. I'll give you the rest of the. Video to talk about whatever you want. If you're wrong, you're banned forever from the channel. Fair deal?
Obviously.
Okay. Now you're just to be clear.
So right there is where he ignored the correction I gave him and then forced me into a claim that I didn't make. Right.
You're going to say this video is going to be saying the left is the only party of violence.
Something to that effect. I'm sure it wasn't those exact words.
Did I say there only the left uses violence?
No. And like I said, it's a general sentiment, right? Okay. You have one.
Well, Dusty, here's what we're going to do, right? Like you said that video said that I said that only the left commits violence. You now acknowledge that was wrong. Our deal was that that would mean that you would be kicked off my show in perpetuity. I think that you made a declarative statement that I said that only one side's violent. That's not. You came on here saying that I said things that I didn't say. Isn't it ironic? I find it to be intellectually dishonest and non-stimulating. A little too ironic.
Yeah, man, that's a pretty good song. But
thank you.
yeah, no, pretty funny. But yeah, so originally you were saying that he did say it's only the left, and then when he said, "Oh, I said that," you kind of did then go, "Well," or something to that effect.
Yeah, no, I clearly corrected that I was not saying only, as in there's no exceptions to the rule, right? I was just it was very clear what I was saying. It was a sentiment that he's expressing, not exclusive.
Well, do you really believe that he believes that it's only like 100% the left?
No, I didn't. That's why I clarified 3 times.
Well, then what's the whole, like, why were you coming down so hard on him for making it, saying something to the effect that it's only the left?
Well, hold on a second. Let's not move off past what I was trying to show you, which is that he insisted on handing me a position that I did not take. I misspoke at first. I very clearly clarified it 3 times. He ignored all 3 clarifications because he wanted to pigeonhole me into standing on a square that wasn't my square so that he could justify kicking me. Now, that's dishonest behavior, right? He's misrepresenting what I'm saying intentionally, even after I clarified it.
Yeah. Okay.
So you understand why I would have a little bit of an issue with that?
Yeah, but then my question would be then, okay, if you know he doesn't really feel that way, why did you have such an issue with him saying that then?
Doesn't really feel what way? Oh, well, No, so the original sentiment I was trying to express which is that he was being an alarmist and exacerbating a political divide, right? That was my main point I was trying to get at. I still have an issue with that.
Okay.
And I still wanted to address that. When I went over there in good faith.
Okay.
But then when he did that thing, right? Once he ignored all my corrections and was assigning me a position that wasn't mine, I realized that this is a disingenuous engagement. He's just looking for a way to present getting rid of me. So the next day when we were on Sarah's panel together, I went ahead and leaned into it. I said, if he's going to be disingenuous to me, I'm going to be disingenuous back to him. And so I leaned into that claim that he had said only the left, right? I just really played into it. 2 days later, right? So this is 3 days in a row. The final day, I went over to his show and I said, hey, man, I was trolling you yesterday because you did this to me. He accepted that. I thought the thing was done. But then the fourth day, he's releasing hit piece videos about me in the morning. So, you know, I don't know how this is anything. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, are those hit pieces or is that just content for his channel? Because you've been kind of doing the same thing.
Both.
Are those...
It's both. It's both. But it does.
Well, what makes them a hit piece then? Like, what is it about it that makes it a hit piece?
The derogatory thumbnail. Why is he lying about me? Right. The continuation of the claim.
Okay, I mean that's kind of YouTube stuff though, right? Like that's usually kind of what gets engagement. We kind of all do that, right? We want people to click, so we kind of sensationalize some things.
If this is just YouTube stuff, then why is anybody mad at Sarah?
Well,
if there's no standards for YouTube engagement, then nobody should be mad at Sarah for anything she did. Because what Sarah did is way less hostile than just even one thumbnail of a video that Rob made about me.
Less hostile. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, like she wasn't coordinating anything and stuff like that. But I would see, like, listen, if I were someone and I was paying one person and I was giving this person opportunities, okay, and I really valued this person because I feel he's a great asset to my company or whatever, and then I had this person going out there and contributing to like disparaging this person over here, I would also want to disavow this person. You know what I mean? So I don't see how that doesn't make sense to everybody.
And this is just YouTube stuff and engagement.
Was Sarah doing that for engagement?
She was actually curious about what had happened earlier that day. She had just rated me after her stream, and she was, I mean, you could hear it in her voice. She was half awake. But the point is that there's a clear double standard between with what Andrew's held to, what Rob's held to. These men demand special treatment. Now you could say that Andrew deserves it, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree because Andrew does bring benefits with him to the channels that he's absolutely absurdly wrong in this scenario, but Rob doesn't deserve those benefits at all. Rob's not that heavy a hitter.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like maybe subs or whatever, like, yeah, maybe you have a point there. Like, he's not as big as Andrew, but you would see he's like one hell of a debater, though, and that does actually drive engagement. Like, people do want to tune in to see Rob debate.
Until maybe yesterday, you were a bigger channel than Rob.
Yeah. Okay.
So the claim that you're making doesn't hold.
How so?
If he's just not driving the views. You drive more views to yourself than he does anywhere, right?
In some cases, like he gets more live viewers than I do. Like when I have a live stream, he gets like, I don't know, like 200 people, 100, 200 people, 300 people. It depends. Like today I had my biggest stream ever, but usually I get like 30 people, maybe like 40 or so. So I would say live streaming, he does get more people. Maybe with regular videos, I don't know.
But you see what I'm saying? I've got 97 right now. It doesn't make sense to me that Rob gets such special treatment. Because as we're demonstrating right now, you, me, Rob, we're all in the same league. We're all in the same league. So for Rob to march around acting like he compared himself to Tim Pool, he compared himself to Joe Rogan, like it's clownish. That dude's not in a different league than us.
How did he compare himself to Tim Pool and Joe Rogan?
When he was justifying the way he acted on Trippy's Trippycast and how he's not going to go to the Panelverse anymore. He he was presenting it as if he's coming down from his perch. He's like, what if Joe Rogan came over to the panel verse? They would defer to him. Yeah, no shit. We would. Absolutely. But we're talking about Rob Noor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
well, I was gonna say, well, wouldn't you agree though? He is a way better debater than most of us, I would say. Like,
you know what? I don't know, because lately I don't know about that. I thought he was at first, and then the more I watch him, the more I realize that he's kind of a spaz baby. And I know people right now who are trying to set up debates with him, and he will not accept a debate unless he has EOD as his moderator. It's crazy. So I'm starting to wonder if the impression that I had previously was just because I wasn't looking very closely at the details, like who's moderating and what's doing it. So I see what you're saying. I won't deny that I won't say that he's a bad debater. I won't take that away from him, but I will say that the closer I've gotten to this situation, the more questions it raises.
I see. I mean, like I seen, listen, I watch all these debates, you know what I mean, on my channel. So I've seen a lot of Rob Noor debates, and I think he's better than all of us. The way that it's like he's good at recollecting facts. He's good at like walking you through your position. And it's like you guys all go up against him, and then you say this, and then he's like, well, this doesn't make sense. And then he points out how it doesn't. And I just, in my opinion, from where I sit, it just looks like you guys get upset because you have your worldview challenged.
But the video we just saw showed him dog walking me to a straw man. That wasn't my position.
Well, originally was, though. It originally was, and then you said,
no,
well,
it was never my position. It was a misstatement. He saw me phrase something floppy. He knew what I actually meant, but he chose to ignore what I meant and walk me down something that wasn't mine. Now, on his channel, I can't do anything about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no leverage there. He's going to walk me, or else he's going to throw me off for over talking him. If I protest too hard. So I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. The closer I get to this, the more I disagree with claims like that, where he challenges people's worldviews. I just saw him do the dirty debate tactics with me. I don't know why I would assume he wouldn't do that with everybody else.
I see. Okay, but why would you? Okay, so your problem originally was like you felt he was kind of being an alarmist.
Yes, that was my original position.
Okay,
but
you don't really.
That was why I originally went to his panel.
I see. Well, it's not even just that one time though. It's like who was it? Trippy's stream where the one where he left and he muted himself. Where it was you and Coder. Even in that one, like I just watched that one, and even in that one, he like took you through this position, and it's like, like I said, as a viewer, I'm watching this, and I'm like, yeah, clearly Dusty is losing this. So I don't know how you could like assume that like, well, he's not that great of a debater or whatnot. Like his points were pretty sound, and you weren't making too much great of sense.
Which point was sound?
Well, you seem to get upset that the immigration laws are being enforced, and you move the goalpost to like, well, I don't like how they're being enforced, and it's like, well, what's like, what's the issue there? I personally don't see what the problem is.
So what you're saying is you agree with him, but I bet you agreed with him beforehand. No, see, on these things, nobody really changes their mind from listening to a debate. But
well, if you want to make great, hey, listen, I didn't agree with Andrew before. Like
about what?
A lot of things. Like a lot of things I never thought about before I started watching Andrew's debates. A lot of things, like for instance, what's one thing? Okay, for instance, I never thought about if we should have universal voting before, right? Like I was like, yeah, we should. But then after listening to Andrew's arguments, I was like, he actually makes a lot of sense. Now I'm not all the way there yet. I'm still not like, oh, we should, take away universal voting. But
I don't recall who he wants to vote. Who does he? Does he think women shouldn't vote or Christians shouldn't vote? Or I don't know. I don't know exactly where he stands on that. I think I've heard him say it a couple of different ways.
Yeah, I don't exactly recall who exactly he thinks or vote. He has said it, but I just don't remember right now. I just know that before, where I was like, yeah, we should all vote. After listening to him, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, I'm just saying that I think if you make a good enough argument, you could convince people of stuff. And I just don't think your arguments were that sound.
So I agree on a lot of topics. There are certain things that like abortion, immigration, people who believe in abortion, for instance, you basically can't dislodge them unless they have a complete change in worldview, right? You have to completely undo your whole worldview to move off that. I think immigration is similar. But the point that I was making was, and presumably laws are there to make society function smoother, right? For everybody involved.
Yeah, yeah.
If you enforce the law in a way that destabilizes society, you're actually acting contrary to the intention of it, and that there's a better way to implement things, a smoother way that would still result in enforcement, but do so without jarring the population it's intended to protect. What's wrong with that?
Well, my thing is that because you say, well, that it's jarring. The thing is that in my opinion, I think it's jarring because people are, how do you say, like, they're told that it's bad, you know? Like, I feel like they're convinced, it's out there everywhere in the media and everything, telling you, oh, look at the horrible things that ICE are doing. This is bad.
Well, it's the
And I
same on
think
both
that's why
sides.
people find
Propaganda goes
jarring.
both ways. Propaganda
Oh
goes
yeah.
both ways.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I think that the bigger issue is armed, masked men with guns running around kicking in doors. Nobody wants to live in a community where you don't know. You're like picking up your dry cleaning and you don't know if you're going to get swatted while you're doing that. Nobody wants to live like that. That's a perfectly reasonable concern for a community.
Don't you think those are risks that they knew about when they came here illegally? Though, don't you think that they would have factored that in there? Like, hey, at any time I could get kicked out of here, and they factored in those risks and said, fuck it.
I'm talking about the concerns for the legal community, that the regular taxpayer who's supposed to be there doesn't want to be eating at a restaurant and then have it get swatted and raided. I don't know if you've ever been in a building that's been swatted. They clear that motherfucker. You can be eating a burrito and next minute you're laying face down on a greasy restaurant floor.
So ICE is going after legal citizens.
No, ICE is, well, I mean, legal and illegal citizens do not separate naturally, right? It's not like oil and water. They're all living intermingling in the same places.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I got distracted, Rob.
You're right.
Can you repeat that one more time? Sorry.
Yeah, what I was saying is legal and illegal populations don't self-segregate. They go to the same stores, same restaurants. So there's no way to just go after the illegals without having, the legals also feel the repercussions.
Like what repercussions are the legals feeling?
Well, like I just said, like the example I just gave, if you're eating do you have a family? You don't have to answer that if you don't. Okay. If I was eating at a Mexican restaurant with my daughter, I would be pissed if a whole bunch of armed dudes rushed in. We had to hit the dirt and lay on a greasy restaurant floor with our hands behind our head. And my daughter's freaking out while they cleared the whole building. That's the sort of shit that happens.
Okay, I mean,
I guess I've been raided, and yeah, they treat everybody there like you're an enemy combatant until they know for sure what's going on. So that's a long time to have guns pointed at you. Do you want strangers with masks pointing guns at your family?
So are they doing that to legal citizens though?
Yes. Did you not understand the example I gave you?
Well, that's just where my concern is from, because personally, like, I don't care what, like, if they whatever they use to take back the illegals. Obviously, I don't want them just like unaliving them or something like that.
Right.
But if they're using this force to get illegals out of there, and they have to do it because millions have poured in the last 4 years, personally, like, I'm okay with it.
So you're saying that you would be okay with a bunch of dudes pointing AR-15s at you and your family for 20 minutes while they collected Pedro out who was washing dishes in the back?
Does that happen though? And can you demonstrate that?
No, I can't right now.
Oh, okay. Well, because I haven't been hearing it. I've never personally experienced it.
Yeah, you don't know how things go when cops sweep a house. I mean, I'm sure you've seen movies or shows or whatever. There's all sorts of cop shows. clear when they clear a house or a
Mhm.
building.
Yeah,
What do
yeah,
you think
yeah.
they did? Right.
So is that what ICE is doing? They're cleaning the entire buildings first, and then they're
Oh
getting the
yeah,
illegals out?
absolutely. That's standard operating procedure for any law enforcement raid.
Okay.
They're not gonna just like not know if there's people around with guns.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Listen, I can't really refute that because it's not like I've seen evidence of it, but just because I haven't seen evidence doesn't mean it's not
But I
happening.
mean,
So I really don't
we
got much to
understand
say.
we understand how it works, right? You're not disputing that they clear the whole house. If armed men raid a building, they they clear the whole thing, right? Do you dispute that? You don't think that's
No, I don't dispute it. No.
okay? So now back to the example of being in a restaurant. They're clearing the restaurant to get Pedro the dishwasher. Are you happy that you and your family laid on the restaurant floor for 20 minutes with guns pointed at you so that they could get Pedro?
Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be pleasant, but again, I don't hear it's just not something I'm really hearing about. So I don't know. Like, I guess if that happened to me, of course it wouldn't be pleasant. But is that what's happening though? Like, is that like you said you can't demonstrate that for me.
I can't, but your response is an argument from ignorance, right?
Hmm.
And we agreed all the way through that they're raiding places, right? You don't disagree with that. That this is standard operating procedure when you clear a building, right? We understand the structure. I don't need to provide you with the video footage for us to understand how things work, right? I don't need to provide you with a video of somebody pushing a gas pedal to understand you have to hit the gas pedal to make the car go. Some things we just.
I guess. Yeah, sure.
So that was my point to Rob, is that there are better ways to do this than jarring the whole community, because they're doing this at the expense. Remember, the states do not want it. The states don't want the feds there. So instead of working together to implement a gradual solution that reduces collateral damage they're just going in. Why not just glass over the whole state? That would get rid of the illegals.
Wait, glass over the whole state?
Nuke it.
What, you just blow up the state?
Sure, that would get rid of the illegals.
That'll get rid of everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Any action you have to weigh the pros and the cons, and this is no different. And I think that when Trump is sending federal agents in against the local community's wishes and creating that collateral damage because he doesn't know how to dial it back some, that's poor leadership.
Well, okay, so let's go back a little bit because you said, well, the states don't want this. Well, what states don't want it?
California, Illinois, Washington,
Illinois,
Oregon.
Yeah,
all
well,
the blue
Washington.
states.
Yeah, the blue states.
Right.
So at what point, like, why should I care? Of course, the blue states are going to battle with Trump over everything. So why should that be a concern? Like, why should that convince me? Like, oh, well, if California doesn't want Trump in there, well,
because I assume that you're red conservative. I consider myself conservative, although I'm not sure most of you do. I presume that you believe in states' rights, right? Smaller federal government, less centralized authority, more individual liberties, and so this stomps all over state sovereignty, individual sovereignty. It's very much a.
But it already does that already. Like I live in California, and we already have like strict gun laws and stuff like that. Even though isn't that like overriding like the Constitution with 2A and stuff like that? So we already do it.
Yeah, I mean the existence of the ATF in its entirety is a violation of 2A. Yeah, I agree with you. They're violating 2A there, but one violation. So does that void the whole Constitution? Because California's gun laws are too strict?
Well, the point is that you're talking about state sovereignty, and in California, like, well, they're already using their state sovereignty to make a lot of unconstitutional gun laws. So, I mean,
Right.
I'm just saying that, like, if you want to use, well, what about state sovereignty? It's like, well, I don't. That's not the strongest argument because they already have state laws that go against the Constitution and stuff like that.
Okay, so if it's not perfect, we should not try anything at all. you're basically saying that because this is not enforced with perfection, we should throw the whole thing out.
Throw what out though?
The Constitution,
I'm
state
not saying
sovereignty.
anything. I'm not saying anything about throwing out state sovereignty. I'm just saying that that's not state sovereignty isn't always the best measurement of whether something is good or not.
No, it's not, but it is definitely a concern to take into consideration. Right.
It depends though. It depends. If it's about getting illegals out, then I really don't think that the blue states like California, I really don't care what California wants in that, because California wants to keep the illegals here. And they also don't want us to have voter ID or anything like that.
Who is the immigration enforcement designed to protect or benefit?
The legal citizens.
Okay. So if they don't want that protection, then how is it? Then it backfires on itself. You can't say I'm forcing you to take this help I want and you're better off for it. That doesn't really make sense.
I'm forcing. It's not forcing like, oh, you're going to take this help whether you like it or not. It's like, hey, if freaking Newsom and our government's not going to do shit to protect us, well then yeah, I want someone to like do something about this shit, because it's putting citizens in danger. I think illegals being here put citizens more in danger than ICE potentially pointing guns at my family.
Right. And there will always be people that disagree with any action, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the elected representatives in your state who were elected to represent the people as a whole have rejected this sort of interference. So if you don't believe in the system that we have at all, then I guess it doesn't really matter. But if you do think that there's some merit to our system of government, then it's working how if it were working how it should, the feds wouldn't be in there. This is an overreach of national over state authority.
I mean, even if it were, again, like if our state's not going to do anything about it, and in fact, if they're going to aid illegals, like we already give illegals like free healthcare here, and it's a sanctuary state, and they don't want us to have voter ID. Like these Huntington Beach voted to have voter ID in their local elections. Newsom sued Huntington Beach. Like they don't want us to have voter IDs like that at all.
Yeah,
and so
that's if they're crazy.
Don't you think that that's a little bit of government overreach from our state government there?
Oh, okay. I would never want to live in California. I absolutely agree with you there. There's way too much bullshit going on. Are you guys allowed to even buy small like gas engines, like weed eaters or chainsaws?
You know what? Actually, I haven't looked into that, but I want to. Actually, that's a good question. I don't know about that. But I mean, Gavin Newsom wants us to stop. Like he wants us to stop selling gas-powered cars by 2035 and just go purely electric. But then now he wants to try out charging us by the mile, because the gas tax. What about the gas tax? Gas tax is dropping. The revenue from the gas tax is dropping because everyone's going electric. So now they want to test out getting money from us from that way. So yeah, they're all fucked up.
Yeah, no, and so my general disposition is, and this is how I view almost everything: the less government, the better, because every government action, right? Government is funded by taxes, and taxes are not voluntary; it's coercive. You have to pay your taxes. Mm-hmm. Now, I like roads as much as the next guy, but I think that the fewer coercive transactions there are, the better, right? The more society runs voluntarily, the better. So I'm always for reducing as much government action as possible. And I think that a lot of conservatives are, or at least were that way until recently, because the cult of Trump and people follow behind what I view. I think he's the Pied Piper for the left. Honestly, he printed more money in his first term than any president ever. And so just he makes a lot of good conservative talking points and then implements very bad policies, I think, from a conservative perspective. I don't remember where I was going to land this. I went past it, but anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries, man. Hey, listen, when you invited me on, I was actually close to ending my stream, but I did want to get a chance to talk with you and stuff like that because I know I've talked about you on my stream, and you know what? Like, I believe in actually talking to you face to face. So, thanks for having me on. I think we should do it again if you ever want to come on my stream, or if you want me to come back on yours. I'm down to do it.
Absolutely. Let me toss my email in the back in case you ever want to get a hold of me. And yeah, no, thanks for coming over. It was a good conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, well, it's just the powderdusty@gmail.com. So
okay, I could write that down real quick. Oh, there.
And it's also on the about tab of my channel, the Powder Dusty. So it's I'm pretty easy to find. I'm not always great about checking my communication methods, but
yeah. Yeah, no worries, man. All right, man. Well, thanks for having me on your stream, man. Like I said, let's do it again, dude.
All right, take it easy.
All right, you too. Let's see.
Do you want me to leave your okay? He's restreaming to X and YouTube.